Ma, Modi and meltdown.
अरे बेटा, पहले तो तुमने मुझे नोटबंदी की लंबी लाइनों में खड़ा किया। तूने मेरे पैर धोने का रील बनवाया।
Congress targets Prime Minister's mother again.
नाम पर राजनीति कर रहे हो। तुम मेरे अपमान के बैनर पोस्टर छपवा रहे हो।
BJP blasts Congress's cheap shot.
राजनीति का स्तर कितना हल्का हो सकता है, ये आरजेडी, राजद और कांग्रेस ने बता दिया है।
राजनीति के नाम पर कितना गिरोगे?
AI self-goal by Congress. Congress moral misfire in Bihar. Top focus on NewsTrack with Marya, Shakil.
Good evening, this is the NewsTrack and I'm Marya, Shakil. That is our top story this hour. We have guests joining us, but first, there is a piece of breaking news that is coming in now. Gen Z protest in Nepal has delivered, and former Chief Justice of Nepal, Sushila Karki, has been appointed as the interim Prime Minister of the Himalayan nation. She took the oath of office a short while ago, and this landmark decision was reached through a consensus between Gen Z protest leaders, President of Nepal, Ram Chandra Paudel, and Army Chief Ashok Raj. Sushila Karki, who was Nepal's first female Chief Justice, now becomes the country's first woman Prime Minister, and the interim government in Nepal will be in place for 6 months, and fresh elections will be held in the nation after that. So the big news that is coming in is after days of anarchy and arson in Nepal and several cities across the country. But the news that is coming in is that Sushila Karki, the former Chief Justice, the first woman Chief Justice of Nepal, has been sworn in as the Prime Minister now. It's an interim government which is in place in Nepal now. So the news that is coming in is that there has been a consensus which has been arrived at between the Gen Z protesters who were leading these protests across the country, the president who has been the custodian of the constitution, and the army chief, all three deciding that it is Sushila Karki, Nepal's first female justice, who's best suited to govern the country in this period of chaos, when the Gen Z protesters were of the opinion that their protest has been anti-establishment. They were against the rising corruption in the Himalayan nation. We'll be joined by our reporter in just a bit to get you details of what does this government of 6 months really mean. There will be fresh elections which will be held in Nepal in after 6 months. And in this 6 months, what is it that what will be on the government's agenda? Amit is joining us from Kathmandu, and Pankaj Das as well will be joining me. Amit, coming to you first. So Sushila Karki is the new, the person in charge of Nepal now. What is it that she has to do in these 6 months?
Marya, there's more clarity now with the presidential order coming into the public fore. Sushila Karki has been appointed as the Prime Minister of Nepal, the interim government of Nepal. This particular oath taking has been conducted under Article 80 of the Nepali Constitution. More so, 3 very important things that the presidential order which we have gotten access to. Number 1, the interim government will remain there only for 6 months. Number 2, fresh elections are to be conducted in Nepal within span of 6 months. Number 3, this is a historic moment, and why I'm saying that, because the presidential order has acknowledged the fact that this decision has been taken in extraordinary conditions that prevailed in Nepal, and it was as per consideration of the demands and wishes of the youth. They have not used the word Gen Z in the presidential order, but it states and acknowledges the fact that the decision to appoint Sushila Karki as the interim Prime Minister of Nepal has been done because of the wishes and demands of the youth. So a historic moment and a historic victory for the Gen Z revolution and the Gen Z protesters in Nepal. This also means two clear-cut things. Number one, soon after we will see an official order also coming for which will state that the Parliament of Nepal has been dissolved.
Yes.
And number two, the gateway for the new leaders, young leaders in Nepal has been opened. Back to you.
I think that point that you made, that the Nepalese parliament will now be dissolved, will be very, very key, which will essentially set the ball in motion for the next elections, which will be taking place within 6 months. I appreciate your time for joining us, Amit. Let's shift focus to our top story this hour. Viewers, in life and in politics, there's always a Lakshman Rekha one must never cross. But it seems the Congress party has been swayed by political passions. The result? A political slugfest, one that many are calling the mother of all controversies. It's being branded as a new low in Indian politics. The Congress party, which is to be specific, the Bihar Congress social handle, the X handle, generated an AI video of Prime Minister Modi's late mother, Hira Ben, and they put it out on social media. In this AI clip, Prime Minister Modi is shown going to sleep after allegedly saying that the day's vote chori is complete. Then appears the image of his late mother, who scolds him over demonetization and accuses him of using her name for political gains, especially in Bihar. The BJP was quick to hit back, accusing the Congress of stooping too low and vowing that the party is no longer a Gandhi-Wadi party but a Gali-Wadi party. The Congress, however, has defended the post, claiming there is nothing offensive about it. But here are some questions. Has the political battle crossed a red line? The slugfest that we see between the two parties. Is this AI-generated video a self-goal by the Congress party? And could this moral blunder backfire for the Congress, especially in upcoming polls in Bihar? I'll be putting these questions to the panel who will be joining me in just a moment. But first, take a look at how this explosive controversy has unfolded so far.
आज की वोट चोरी डन हो गए। अब जाता हूं सोने।
अरे बेटा, पहले तो तुमने मुझे नोटबंदी की लंबी लाइनों में खड़ा किया। तूने मेरे पैर ढोने का रील बनवाया और अब बिहार में मेरे नाम पर राजनीति कर रहे हो। तुम मेरे अपमान के बैनर पोस्टर छपवा रहे हो।
In a move that quickly ignited widespread controversy, Bihar Congress has released an AI-generated video portraying Prime Minister Narendra Modi dreaming about his late mother, Hira Ben Modi. The video features her expressing criticism of his political actions. Within just 24 hours, the clip went viral, attracting millions of views and stirring a heated political debate. The BJP slammed Congress for sinking to unprecedented lows in their pursuit of power, branding the party as a Galiwadi outfit instead of the Gandhiwadi legacy it once claimed. It also accused Rahul Gandhi of orchestrating the campaign.
राजनीति का स्तर कितना हल्का हो सकता है, ये आरजेडी, राजद और कांग्रेस ने बता दिया है। जब इस धरती से प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी की मां को गाली जब कोई निकालता है, तो बिहार की जनता मुंह तोड़ जवाब गालीबाज कांग्रेस और राजद को देगी।
Congress countered by pointing out that the Prime Minister frequently invokes his mother's image in his own election campaigns.
इसमें बीजेपी को आपत्ति क्या है? इसमें अपमान कहाँ हुआ? किसका हुआ? नसीहत देना माता पिता का कर्तव्य होता है। तो माता पिता का अपमान तो नहीं है अगर वो नसीहत दे रहे हैं तो। नसीहत लेने वाला अगर उसको अपना अपमान मान ले, जो इस केस में नरेंद्र मोदी हैं, तो वो नरेंद्र मोदी का हेडेक है, हमारा नहीं।
Just 2 weeks ago, during Rahul Gandhi and Tejashwi Yadav's Voter Adhikar Yatra in Bihar's Darbhanga, a Congress worker verbally abused the Prime Minister and his mother. A week later, in a virtual address to the women of Bihar, the Prime Minister strongly responded to the insults directed at him and his mother.
मेरी उस मां को जिसका राजनीति से कोई लेना देना नहीं, जिसका शरीर भी अब नहीं है, मेरी उस मां को आरजेडी कांग्रेस के मंच से भद्दी भद्दी गालियां दी गई.
In reaction, the BJP's women wing in Bihar organized a 5-hour bandh condemning the remarks as an affront to women's dignity across the state. BJP leaders demanded apologies while Congress and RJD distanced themselves, stating that the abusive comments came from individuals outside their control.
Well, you have seen how this is not the first time we are seeing some of these statements. We all remember Mani Shankarayya's Chai Wala remark, and that actually became one of the turning points. And we have seen how whenever personal remarks are being made, then that's the time when the entire BJP actually stands firmly behind Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It does become a rallying point of sort. We also saw how when there were fingers that were being pointed at Prime Minister Modi saying he has no family of his own, the top leaders of the BJP then made sure that they write Modi Ka Parivar on X. So that is the rallying point that we have seen if we just flip through the pages of history.
With the Bihar elections yet to be officially announced, the political atmosphere is growing increasingly tense and confrontational, signaling a fierce and contentious battle ahead. With Astha Bharadwaj, Bureau Report, India Today.
कोशिश कर रहे हो राजनीति के नाम पर कितना गिरोगे?
Joining me on the show tonight, RP Singh representing the BJP, Lavanya Balal of the Congress Party, Rashid Kidwai, author, analyst joins us. We also have Sajjan Kumar, a political analyst. I'm going to begin with Rashid and Sajjan Kumar. Sajjan, to you first, as someone who is, extensively researching on ground in Bihar, how much of these personal attacks on Prime Minister can be of advantage to the Mahagathbandhan?
Oh, certainly it's going to be other way around, because you put in entire effort in having a yatra around vote theft, and that is the plank, and suddenly you do something which is a kind of self-sabotage, and thereby entirely losing the narrative, and the debate that starts dominating the political agenda is something wherein the Mahagathbandhan and Congress has to issue clarification. This is one. Two, this sort of incidents in a state like Bihar, we have to understand that Bihar still is more than 90% rural, and there are certain societal sensibilities despite the political divide, right? This is not a courtroom battle wherein you discuss the content of the video. This is about your intent. What has been the intent? If you wanted to encircle Prime Minister Modi, there could have been n number of ways. You did not have to employ the dead mother and put Congress words of anger, frustration to be conveyed via a AI-generated video, and that really have not gone down well. Two, mind it, what is at stake? We have been seeing, despite electoral defeat, Rahul Gandhi has been a claimant of moral high ground in politics. And if you keep on coming with such a sort of content-centric contents, certainly you lose that plank also, and you lose your right to having that higher moral ground.
Yes.
Three, and most importantly, AI is something, and we all have been following that Rahul Gandhi never shied away from talking about the AI, something which is a new factor, and we should be aware about that, and we are discussing its multifaceted ethicality and other way around. When the prime opposition party uses AI to create such a divisive and such a content which is in bad taste, that also doesn't go well with a leader.
So you are essentially saying that this is a moral misfire for the Congress party. Rashid, your thought on this, and then I bring in the two politicians.
So two things. I'm in largely in agreement what my friend Sajan is saying. Basically, it doesn't bring any political dividends to the Congress. It's a very tasteless kind of gesture, even if it's nothing inflammatory. But still, it's uncalled for. The Congress, Marya, you understand, in Bihar has a lot of emulation from vote chori to unemployment and alleged misrule by Nitish Kumar. There's so many things. This was not needed. But then also the kind of that pious stand that BJP is taking, that they also need to reflect upon. After all, decency in public life is not a one-way street. You see, you call somebody a new, Jersey cow, and all kind of allegations that have been made in the past. I'm not trying to justify what is being done. As I said, it's a tasteless one, it's uncalled for, and it is something the Congress should be better off withdrawing and sort of regretting about it in the context of a greater sort of having a credibility.
I would agree with you. On ground, there are enough and more issues for the Mahagathbandhan to show Nitish Kumar's government in a poor light. This is a government which has been in power for 20 years. And then the Congress is choosing this path. What exactly is the political calculation here? And why put out a video in such a bad taste? Lavanya, you would agree that this is wrong. This is not politics.
Good evening. Now, I would like to ask all of you, where is the disrespect shown to Modi ji's late mother? One word, one gesture, or anything that is disrespectful to
It is disrespectful to put out an AI video and the mother is speaking the words that Congress party wants it to be spoken about. This is disrespect. The mother is no longer alive.
So it is an issue which is made out of a non-issue by the BJP. If the BJP thinks, if the so-called sympathizers think that this is going to sway the voters on behalf of the BJP or towards the BJP because BJP is crying about this, we have seen multiple times when Mr. Modi and all of his ministers have abused multiple Congress and other party leaders. That did not make any kind of difference in the electoral results. So if this particular video is viewed as something that will break the Mahagathbandhan's chances in Bihar, I think people are
I'm not talking about the political advantage that you'll have or disadvantage you'll have. I'm not even putting... No, ma'am. I am from that state and I understand what the sentiments would be with regards to this video. My question is that you're losing that moral authority with which you were trying to enter this election into. That's what the point here is. Come in, RP Singh, respond to the point that has been made. You are making an issue out of a non-issue. Why are you making an issue out of a non-issue, RP Singh?
Marya, I'm hopeful that I'll be heard. I will not be interrupted. Before I start, let me show you a small video of Mr. Rane, who recently said this.
उनको perhaps दिखा नहीं होगा, लेकिन जब मेरे पिताजी उधर सामने बैठे थे, उन्होंने घर में आके बोला, मैंने कभी ऐसे रूप देखा नहीं इस आदमी का, राहुल गांधी, और मैंने पहले बार ऐसा देखा है कि माँ पे चिल्लाते हुए, हमने कभी
Rahul Gandhi माँ पे चलाते हुए. What do you expect from these people? I mean, Madam is saying that it is about something about the mother. When you are trying to create a AI generated video of a mother who is no more alive. I mean, you talk about the issues. Let's talk about roads being built. Let's talk about schools. Let's talk about the Pradhan Mantri's Mudra Yojana. Let's talk about the development work, the taps which have been water taps which have been provided at every doorstep. Well, there are issues and subjects to talk about. But as I said, they have gone bankrupt. They don't know what is morality in public life. They don't know what is the social fabrication or social fabric of the Bihar state and how do people respect their mothers. It's the land of Sita Maya, land of Sita, Mother Sita Mata. So this is in totally a bad taste, and then this shows the sort of respect and cultural background, the DNA of the Congress, which have changed now.
If I may
as for
respond.
I never interrupted you, ma'am.
Okay,
Please.
okay, quickly finish your point.
So issue is very clear that it's a new law in the public life, and then this shows that how far they can go.
Okay.
And Mr. Kadwai was just recently just saying that about Jersey County. I mean, it was in political game.
Yes, Lavanya, please respond to this. The point here is that there are enough and more issues that the Mahagathbandhan has in Bihar to try and corner the BJP and the NDA. You are not playing on the right political pitch. This is about a new moral law in politics in general. Forget about who has said what in the past. It's about the political discourse in general.
Yes, I have a rebuttal for Mr. R.P. Singh as well. We do have vote chori as the main mudda when we are talking about Bihar elections, and we will stick to that. Mr. R.P. Singh, just because Mr. Rani makes an accusation, that does not make it the truth. Two, this is from the party where the chief prime minister called. Sir, I didn't interrupt you while you were speaking. Sir, I didn't interrupt you while you were speaking. This is from the party where Mr. Modi called Sonia Gandhi Congress ki vidwa, insulting the former prime minister of this nation and the sitting MP. And we have millions of gross stories of Mr. Nehru every day coming out of the BJP IT cell. Please get off your moral high horse and please, sir, focus on vote chori that has happened by your party.
Okay, so the question really here is, Rashid and Sajjan, both of you get 30 seconds each, that this is not an election issue. And the Congress is setting an agenda on which the people of Bihar will not vote, Sajjan. You know, because every time I speak to people there, they say that that vote chori is not an electoral issue. It will not be an issue on which an individual will go and cast their vote. This is more about a voter awareness program. And then there is this AI-generated video. Sajjan first.
Yes, precisely, because you have almost 20 years of anti-incumbency against primarily the incumbent chief minister. That could have been leveraged much. You have almost 58% of population below 25. You have catered to their aspiration. Now, going ahead with the singularity of the issue on the vote chori itself, I think is not the optimal utilization of your energy. This is one. Two, this is not a question, right, you know, about the directional unethicality. Yes, from BJP side, the top leaders, you can find them being accused of being personal vis-a-vis the rivals. This is a question about the degree to which you can go ahead. And from that vantage point, you find that Congress has acquired yet another law, because when the party and its official handles tweets that sort of a video, it means that you have internalized Manishankar Iyer syndrome, right? And in a state like Bihar, mind it, it is something wherein you can be on either side of the ideology and politics, but mind it, even Lalu Prasad Yadav, when he comes up, be it about the religiosity, about festivals, he portrays a family-centric image, you know, so that he is sensible about the sensibilities of the Bihar.
Okay.
So that is why, yeah.
Rashid, your 30 seconds.
Yeah, so it's a typical, you know, Abel Mujhe Maar, this was uncalled for. You see, the Congress would have been better off, as I said, you know, by criticizing Mr. Modi and the BJP on a more substantive thing. The kind of moral high ground Mr. R.P. Singh is taking, that is also not there, because the amount of insults that have been, you know, aimed at Sonia Gandhi, the kind of thing about bar and several other, I've seen a lot of videos, visual, print, words, all kind of things have been said. This is actually a very, but it also, no, Mr. R.P. Singh, let me complete. See, this also tells, no, political figure is not need to be insulted, and particularly the woman.
Mr. Modi's mother was involved in any sort of politics ever. Was she involved in any sort of politics?
How low is too low? That is the question that the political parties need to answer now.
Marya,
that is this.
Marya, are we respecting womanhood, or we are talking about, you know, those who are, you know, women who are in politics? There is a different set of rules, and those who are not. I think this is very, very shameful to have.
There is the issue of the political rivals, and there is the issue of his mother.
Political rivalry.
Mr. Kadwai,
does not mean insulting women.
Your colleague journalists can raise question on your credibility.
I think
no one should raise
all
question
right,
on
Rashid
your
Kadwai, Sajjan Kumar, R.P. Singh and Lavanya Balal, the video was distasteful and it should not have been put out is almost a consensus. There has to be some kind of a red line that has to be drawn in Indian politics, and we are seeing new low every day. Thank you for joining us. That's all from me. We are putting out this entire discussion on our YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching.